Nu er vi i luften. Now we're on air. Vi er live. Sådan. Corin, er det sådan, jeg siger dit navn? Er det Corin eller Corin?
Corinne.
Corinne, okay.
Ja.
Det var et godt gæt.
Ja,
Jeg så faktisk, tror jeg, at nogle mennesker spurgte dig på Instagram, hvordan man siger dit navn. Kunne det passe? Did I see some people asking you on Instagram how to say your name, or did I imagine that?
Jeg tror, du saw that. I think so.
Ja, du tror, at jeg så det?
Så det.
Jeg så det.
Fordi i dag, jeg spurgte en andre person. How do you pronounce your name?
Hvordan udtaler du dit navn? Ja.
Ja, okay. Hvordan udtaler det dit navn? Fordi det staver som mit navn.
Mit navn, yeah.
Mit navn, okay.
What, their name was spelled like your name, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. I have an icebreaker for us in East Brother. Okay. And we have two sort of ways that you can answer. To måder, som du kan svare på. You can say, jeg takker dig, or you can say, jeg takker nej. I like making things rhyme. People probably noticed that by now. I mean, really, you'd probably not say jeg takker dig. You'd probably say jeg takker, right? Like a way of saying thank you. Yes. I'm thanking you. Or if you're like, kind of like, nah, you might say, jeg takker nej, no thanks. So I've just written like 1, 2, 3, 4 eksempler, random sort of statements, I guess. For example, of things that I have done. Jeg har puttet meget hvidløg i din kartoffelmos.
Jeg takker nej.
Du takker nej, okay. Hvad nu, hvis det var en lille bitte smule? If it was just a little bit.
Ja, måske. Men
så kunne du takke mig. You're not a fan of garlic?
Nej, jeg elsker garlic, men ikke in min kartoffelmos.
Okay. Fair nok. Har du prøvet det før? Have you tried it before?
Yeah. Yes.
Det er bare ikke for dig. Fair nok. It's just not for you. I could put garlic in anything. I love garlic.
Okay.
Næste. Jeg har taget en dyr rødvin med til middagen. I have an expensive red wine with me for dinner.
Jeg har ikke, men jeg takker dig.
Sådan, du takker mig for rødvinen. Det er godt. Hvad med, jeg sætter amerikansk fodbold på?
Jeg takker dig.
Du takker mig også. Fedt. Så du er en fan af amerikansk fodbold? You're a fan of American football?
Yeah. Min far og min bror, det er coaches.
Okay,
det er coaches. Coaches.
Jeg tror også bare, man bruger det engelske ord.
Træner.
Ja, træner måske. Det er måske bedre på dansk, ja.
Yeah.
Sådan. Sidste eksempel. Jeg taler kun dansk til dig gennem hele denne podcast-episode.
Jeg takker nej.
Du takker nej?
Men
okay.
jeg vil prøve.
Sådan. If I speak DanishTube through the entire podcast, you might get a bit frustrated, but that's okay. Det er en proces. It's a process.
Ja. Måske.
Yeah.
Jeg vil prøve. Ja, jeg skal prøve.
Ja, ingen stress. No stress. We don't need stress when we're learning Danish. It's already stressful enough. Så jeg vil gerne vide eller lære noget om dig. I'd like to learn a bit about you, because really we just met, like, I don't know, it seems like just 5 seconds ago. Så jeg ved ikke så meget om dig, faktisk. I don't know so much about you, udover at du er amerikaner og bor i Danmark. Så måske kunne du bare fortælle lidt. Jeg tænkte måske, at du var for eksempel gift med en dansker. Kunne det passe, eller ikke?
Jeg er gift med en amerikaner.
Okay, Sådan.
Så
So you're two Americans exploring in Denmark.
ja,
Mm.
ja, lige præcis. Så
Har I også børn?
nej, vi har ikke barn, men
Okay.
min høne er mit barn.
Okay, jeg har en hund. Ja, det er lidt som at have et barn.
Yeah.
That's a bit like having a kid.
Yeah, but not exactly the same.
Nej, det er selvfølgelig ikke det samme, men det kommer meget an på hunden. It depends a lot on the dog. My dog is very, what could I say? Krævende, demanding. And vil have, I don't know, it's kind of like goes up and down. Det kommer i bølger. It seems to come in waves. Like either he has two settings. He has, jeg sover, og jeg vil have meget opmærksomhed. It's either I'm sleeping or I want all your attention. It's one of the two. There's no sort of middle ground. Men sådan er han. Nå, undskyld. Så du kan fortælle lidt om, hvordan du endte med at havne i Danmark. How did you end up falling in Denmark?
Ja, så min mand arbejder her nu.
Okay.
Så vi kom i Danmark. Og nu jeg arbejder som engelsk vikar.
Okay.
Og det er så sjovt for mig. Jeg underviser engelsk og andre fag på engelsk.
Okay, sådan. So you moved to Denmark because your husband got a job, but you are also teaching English and then other subjects in English.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad it translated.
Ja, er det på en skole, et universitet? Hvor er det?
På grundskole.
Okay.
Er det navn? For teenagers. De er 13, 14, 15 år. Så.
Hvad sagde du om 13, 14, 15 år?
The students are 13, 14.
Sådan. Okay.
Yeah. Mine elever.
Elever.
Er det en ord?
Ja.
Ja, så.
Perfekt. Nå, men vi startede med lidt, jeg takker nej. We started with a bit of I'm thanking you, I'm not thanking you if you like, because Thanksgiving is coming, of course. So that's sort of my inspiration for this week's podcast. And you're, of course, from the States, so I thought it was a good topic for you. But I want to keep it simple and just ask you, skal du fejre Thanksgiving i år? Are you going to celebrate Thanksgiving this year?
Ja, selvfølgelig. I vores neighborhood. Hvad hedder neighborhood på dansk?
Det hedder nabolag.
Nabolag. I vores nabolag, vi har Fridays bar. Den sidste Friday hver måned.
Ja.
Så på denne Friday, jeg skal lave Thanksgiving aftensmad til Fridays bar.
Sådan.
Det giver mening?
Ja, det giver mening, ja. I skal fejre Thanksgiving på fredagsbar.
Ja, så
det lyder godt.
Lidt dansk traditionelle.
Du blender de to ord sammen. You're blending the two cultures together.
Ja.
Sådan. Synes du, at det er endnu mere vigtigt at fejre Thanksgiving, nu hvor du bor in Denmark? So do you think it's even more important to celebrate Thanksgiving now that you're in Denmark and not back home, or is it just the same? Er det bare lige meget?
Jeg synes, det er vigtigt, men det er ikke mere vigtigt.
Okay. It's not any more important, it's just... Ja. Men det er vigtigt, synes du? It is important.
Ja, fordi sidste år, vi ferie ikke. We didn't celebrate it.
Vi fejrede ikke.
Og det var trist for mig. Så jeg synes, det er vigtigt.
Okay. Måske vidste du ikke, at det var vigtigt før du ikke fejrer det. Giver det mening?
Ja, jeg synes du er ret. I think you're right. Og sidste år vi har Velkommen i Danmark. Last year we had just gotten
Vi
here.
var lige kommet.
Vi var lige kommet til Danmark. Så det var svært til at finde ting i supermarkedet.
Ja, selvfølgelig. Når du først flytter, så skal du finde ud af, hvad man kan købe, og hvor man skal købe det. Man skal lige have lidt tid.
Ja, lige præcis. Så.
Yeah, when you first move to another country, it's like you need a bit of time in the supermarkets to find out where can you buy what things and what's good and what's bad and all that stuff. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Du nævnte, at du skal blande lidt dansk og amerikansk kultur. Like you're gonna blend a bit the Danish and American culture with this Fridays bar Thanksgiving. Men betyder det så, at det bliver en anderledes form for Thanksgiving, end når du er derhjemme i Nordamerika? Is it gonna be very different, you think?
Ja, det bliver det. Fordi min mor og tante og farmor vil ikke lave mad. Jeg vil lave alt. Så mig arbejde, a lot of work.
Meget arbejde, ja.
Ja.
Er det normalt din mor og sagde du mormor?
Farmor.
Din farmor,
Yeah, my dad's mom. Yeah.
Ja. Er det normalt din mor og din farmor, der laver maden til Thanksgiving?
Ja, det er normalt for each family in the big family.
Hver familie.
Ja, hver familie.
Okay,
så
på den måde.
laver it's normal for like my mom to make something, my aunt to make something, my grandmother to make something, I will make something, and then we har det sammen.
Yeah, okay. Everybody chips in.
And
because you're not yet a mother, you are still sort of, not the child, but you know what I mean. Like you're not making it for your kids.
Right, yes.
Det giver god mening.
Ja, lige præcis.
Så de fleste kender jo nok de klassiske skikke omkring Thanksgiving. Skikke, det betyder bare traditioner. Men har du måske nogle personlige, unikke skikke i jeres familie? So do you have any traditions in your family opposed to just like the classic ones that we always hear about in TV and stuff? You know, like the football and the turkey and whatever.
Ja, måske du skal fortælle mig, hvad normalt tradition er. Maybe you can tell me what you see the normal traditions as, and so I can see maybe there's something we do differently.
Jeg ved faktisk ikke, hvad det normale er. Udover, er det ikke sandt, at det er altid Super Bowl til Thanksgiving? Isn't always Super Bowl during Thanksgiving?
Nej, det er kun amerikansk fodbold, men Super Bowl er på februar.
Okay. Så har jeg misforstået noget. Men er det ikke altid fodbold på under Thanksgiving, eller er det noget andet? Don't you always have football on during Thanksgiving, or was that another event in February? You do?
No, altid. Det er amerikansk fodbold på fjernsyn.
In the background.
Så vi skal se amerikansk fodbold på Friday med vores naboer. Men faktisk, jeg tror, jeg har en skikke. Det er forskel. I think I have something that is different. Jeg skal prøve dansk og switch to English.
Perfekt,
if I need.
Så du gør det godt. Du gør det meget godt.
Ja. Så jeg er lærer. Ja. Og jeg underviste små børn i USA. Og min mor, hun var pædagog. Og da man er børn i USA, nogle gange man laver kalkunart.
Okay, kalkunkunst.
Ja, med din hænder. With your hands. So, in English, one way is you paint your thumb and the palm of your hand brown, and then the other finger's a color, and then if you press your hand to a piece of paper, it looks like a turkey.
Okay. Man bruger maling, og så laver man lidt kunst med fingrene og hænderne.
Ja.
Sådan. Ja. Lad os så tage en hurtig pause, og når vi så er tilbage, så kan vi lave noget, som jeg kalder modtaget. Received.
Okay.
Hey, are you a fan of DanishTube podcast? I guess you are. You're here, right? Do you like this section of the podcast called Modtale? Got it? Where we go into the Danish language a little bit more intricately? Well, did you know that you can also now get Modtale written on a cup, or a t-shirt, or an apron, or a tote bag, or any kind of other thing? Show your support for my channel, show your love for the Danish language, display it proudly on a t-shirt. You can get the DanishTube logo and all kinds of other cool designs over in my store on YouTube. Follow the link in the description if that sounds like something for you. If you need something awesome to spend your hard-earned bucks on, you will find it there. Links in the description. Mange siger, at der ikke findes en måde at sige please på i de danske sprog, men det er faktisk lidt uenig i. Many people say you cannot say please in Danish, and it's kind of true, but I disagree a little bit. And I give an example why, and it's because if I said to you, for example, skal jeg åbne vinduet, right? Shall I open the window? And you say to me, yeah, tak. In my mind, that just means yes, please. Of course, we can translate directly and say yes, thanks. But you kind of use tak as you would please in many cases, because there's many times when it doesn't translate very well. But often tak is kind of used like please. In that simple example. What do you think? Have you experienced anything else with that?
I have noticed tak for dag. Tusind tak. Mange tak.
Yeah, many ways to say thanks.
Men jeg har hørt, hvis man bruger et sprog, det er mere polite. If you use it in a question instead. Like
an example.
Are you going and if you ask not kind of like a question, but you turn a statement into a question, and then it's seen as more polite, like what did you say your name was again, or something like that. Just small ways to be more polite in Danish. Because there isn't that extra word where you can just say, please.
I've got some examples here where there's sort of some closed words. The closest word in my mind is this word venligst.
Okay.
Like politely, or it's a way of saying please. Like I've written some crazy examples here of like venligst tie stille, which is like please be quiet.
Yeah. Det næste er sjov.
Yeah, but you would hear that way of, I don't know what it might be. It might be in a plane, or it might be in any sort of formal, a bit formal environment where venligst would be used to say please this.
Okay.
So
venligst.
For me, that's like please be quiet. A little bit more forceful. Venligst hold kæft. Sounds a bit odd, but please shut your face. Somebody might say it.
Hold kæft.
Yeah, venligst hold din kæft. But then you have all these other like small words that, like you were saying, there's other ways to be polite, so we don't have to get hung up on this thing of not having please. one way of doing that is often to have this negative question where we ask things like, vil du ikke lige tie stille? I'll stay with the same example, right? So, won't you just be quiet? Vil du ikke lige tie stille? Of course, it's all in your tone of voice, right? A lot with languages is how do you say it, actually. Vil du ikke lige tie stille is kind of sounds a bit soft. But if I say it in an aggressive way, vil du ikke lige tie stille? Now it's not polite anymore, right? It's like, won't you just please shut up? So often it's your tone of voice, right? But like this one, then you could add in this vær så venlig, which is like be so kind. Vil du ikke lige være så venlig og tie stille? Have you heard that one before?
Nej. Vær så venlig.
The vær venlig part, not the tie stille part.
Nej. Jeg har ikke hørt.
Nej, okay. And the last one I've taken here is this use of the word så. We could say, tie stille, så du så. Or vær sød og tie stille. Hvad med det? Har du hørt det før?
Ja. Vær sød og vær stille. Finde din plads, vær sød og finde din plads. Og som vikar,
Yeah, the good example, right? When you're working with kids, it's obviously something you'd say quite a lot. Vær sød or this thing. And it's a way of asking, won't you please do this? So, again, you can get hung up on that there's no sort of direct word, but there kind of is. Because often when you translate into English, you sometimes have to think of, well, how would I say that in English? Because when you translate directly, sometimes it's like, that's weird, you would never say that in English. So you have to change it to think, how would I say it in English? Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Ja, det giver mening. I have been told,
nogen har fortalt mig.
Nogen har fortalt mig.
Someone has told me, yeah.
Nogen har fortalt mig. Mit danske er så engelsk.
Okay.
Så okay. Fordi mine sætninger er som engelsk. Ja, det er rigtig godt for mig.
Tror du, det er fordi, at du nogle gange oversætter direkte? Is that what you're saying? Like maybe, is that because you think sometimes you translate directly and it doesn't always work?
Yeah.
Is that what you sort of mean?
Yeah.
I think it's normal in all languages.
Yeah.
I'm in Argentina right now, and I hear people doing it also when they speak English, right? They will say something in English, but in a Spanish way, and it doesn't make any sense. For example, in Spanish, your toes are called the fingers of your feet.
Yeah, dedos.
And my son said the other day, like, "Wow, you hurt the fingers on my feet," and I was like, "What? They're called toes, Rio. What are you talking about?"
Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So basically, that's it. So I mentioned like tag kind of does sometimes mean please, and you already mentioned actually all these different ways to say tag. Could you maybe tell us some more of those that you know? We had already just tag and manga tag, I think you said. What were the other ones you mentioned?
Manga tag. Tusind tak. 1,000 thanks. Tak. Tak for dag. Tak for i dag. Tak for i aften. Tak for sidst.
Tak for sidst, yeah. Thanks for last time.
Yeah.
That's another good example, right? Because what would you say do we even do that in English? When you see something like, thanks for last time, that'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, not really, yeah. Something, we would make it a longer sentence, right?
Yeah. It was really fun.
It was so nice.
Time, or,
yeah.
It was nice to see you last time, or something like that. Like, it's a good example, because you would not say thanks for last time.
Yeah, tak for mad.
Tak for mad.
Tak for mad.
Yeah, the most Danish expression.
We don't say that.
Sentence in the world. Everybody starts, right? Tak for mad. Tak for kaffe. Tak for lort. Thanks for shit. If somebody does something you didn't want them to do.
Tak for lort. Yeah. Yes.
Sådan. Tusind tak, of course, can sound a bit extravagant when you say 1,000 thank yous, but really it's just like saying thanks a lot. You know, in Danish it's not. It's pretty normal to say tusind tak. When somebody does something thoughtful for you, or something you appreciate. Sådan. Jeg håber, det var modtaget derude. Var det modtaget? Got it? Did you get it out there? I hope you are now feeling more confident with the word please that does exist in Danish. And if you disagree, write to me and let me know. If you are looking to learn Danish or just looking to fine-tune the Danish you already have, you can join my ongoing rolling course, which is every week, pay per class. Monday, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Danish time is for beginners. Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Danish time, intermediate classes. Friday at 5 p.m. Danish time, mixed class. Pay per class, no binding, join the group, become a part of DanishTube universe. Alternatively, if you are looking to go solo, you can also do exactly that. Write to me and I will be happy to help you and guide you on your Danish language journey. Write to liam.john, J-O-N, at danishtube.info. You will find all the information you need in the description. Lad os fortsætte en lille smule. Nu hvor vi taler lidt om sprog, er der nogle specifikke udtryk eller talemåder, som bliver brugt under Thanksgiving, udover selvfølgelig bare at sige Happy Thanksgiving? Are there any sort of specific phrases or like figures of speech or anything like that are connected with Thanksgiving?
Det ved jeg ikke, men jeg tror ikke. I don't think so.
Nå, men det er nemt så. That's easy then. Nope.
Yeah.
Så jeg har en sjov lille ting her. Jeg tænkte, vi kunne tænke lidt på ting, som vi er, eller kan være, taknemmelige for. Things we can be thankful for. Right? Og det er ret nemt at være taknemmelig for. Det er følgende ting, for eksempel. It's really, when you sort of do this exercise of, what am I thankful for? There are some things that are really easy to think of. For example, jeg har skrevet her, dine forældre, for at have bragt dig til denne verden. Uden dem, ingen dig, right? I actually took this from an article somewhere, so I'll have to find the link. But like, you could be thankful for your parents, having brought you into the world. Without them, no you.
Yes.
You could be thankful again, if you're a parent, for dine børn. Mine børn, ja, det er så fantastisk. Could be your house, mit hus. Jeg er så glad for, at jeg har et hus. Tak. So these things are really easy. I found a couple of other ones that were a little bit more unique, like that you wouldn't maybe think of, such as hørelsen, your hearing. For at du kan høre strømmen af regn, stemmerne på dem du elsker, og de harmoniske akkorder fra musik. So you can hear the stream of rain, the voices that you love, that you elsker, and the harmonic chords of music, right? So that's kind of a unique one, I guess. Kan du tænke på noget, som du er taknemmelig for lige nu? Something very sort of obvious for you, the first thing that comes to mind.
Jeg er taknemmelig for min mand.
Din mand, selvfølgelig. Yeah.
Min familie, selvfølgelig min hund, Dozer. Han er så sød.
Hvad hedder din hund?
Dozer.
Dozer, that's a good name.
Some bulldozer.
Bulldozer, okay. I thought it was like dozing, like...
Yeah, men han er mere like that. He is more like that.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, anything else?
Yeah, jeg er taknemmelig for vores nabo, fordi i cultural training, we took cultural training before we moved here, and den lærer fortæller os that no one would probably come to our door and welcome us like we do in the States when we get new neighbors.
Okay.
Men vores neighbor er så sød, så venlig. Det kom right away.
Lucky.
Yeah. So I have been told that that's a little different, but we er så taknemmelige for dem.
Det er dejligt at høre en positiv historie som det. Nice to hear a positive side to that, because often, I've spoken with so many different people and you very often hear that, det er svært at få venner, eller det er svært at snakke med danskerne, naboerne vil ikke tale til dig, bla bla bla. Det er meget
Yeah.
rart at høre, at du synes, det er anderledes.
Yeah.
Nice. Some of the ones, of course, were like your hands. Now, you never think of, I'm happy that I have hands. Jeg er meget glad, at jeg har hænder, fordi så kan jeg så mange ting. Right? It's only when you see somebody that doesn't have hands that you ever think about it, right? Otherwise, you don't go around thinking about, I love you, hands.
How do you say it's? How do you say it's the little things på dansk?
De små ting, måske.
Yeah,
de små
det
ting.
er
Små ting.
the small things i livet.
De små ting i livet. Yeah, ting is one of those interesting words where it's the same in single and plural. So en ting, to ting.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's very tempting to want to say things.
Oh yeah.
Right, to add an S, like things.
I say it.
Words are so similar. Your brain tricks you a bit when English and Danish words are so close together. Your brain easily tries to push out what it thinks is the closest thing. But yeah, en ting, to ting. Sådan. So I actually thought about this because it was like det var en øvelse, som jeg fik af en psykolog. It was an exercise I got from a psychologist. Det er en psykolog, som han hedder Dr. Paul Jenkins. Han har også en YouTube-kanal, og han laver alle mulige geniale ting. He has a YouTube channel and does all kinds of amazing videos and great stuff. And anyway, one exercise in one of his courses, en øvelse, som han havde, det var, at man skulle skrive 10 ting, som man var taknemmelig for. Right? 10 things that you were thankful for. But it had to be these things that were things that you normally, make you angry. Eller de ting, som er svære i livet. So I thought a good example would be like, I don't know, if you have an ex-wife, or you have an ex-boyfriend, or somebody that makes your life hard, right? Jeg er taknemmelig for, at min ekskone, blah, 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 fordi, and you should think of a reason why this bad thing is also a good thing. So sort of this brain flip. Jeg synes, det var meget spændende. Meget nyttigt for mig, very useful for me. And there was a few examples in this list again that I found that were kind of on that line. One of them was skuffelser, disappointments. Så du er klar over, hvilke ting, der betyder allermest for dig. So you are aware of what things are most important for you. Har du tænkt på det? Have you ever thought about that? How disappointments can be a good thing?
Yeah, in English we have the phrase, one door closes and another door opens.
Yeah.
So that reminds me of that. Måske?
Yeah.
Yeah, for example, når jeg kom i Danmark til Danmark.
Jeg kom til Danmark.
Når jeg kom til Danmark, jeg interviewed for job. Og de siger til mig, ja, we will gerne to have you. We would like to have you.
Vi vil gerne hyre dig. Want to hire you. Hyre.
Okay, ja, vi vil gerne hyre dig.
Hyre dig, ja.
Hyre dig. Men det ringer ikke til mig. Så.
De ringer ikke.
Ja, ringer.
They didn't call you.
Ja, lige præcis.
Okay.
Ja, miracle.
Yeah, meget underligt. That's like a date when she's like, yeah, I'll call you next week, and then just ghosts you forever.
Yeah, ghost. So, men lige nu, jeg har min drømmejob. I love my job. Yeah. Yeah, det er social. Undervis danske teenagers. Det er social.
Det lyder sjovt, men også udfordrende. Challenging.
Hvad betyder det? Ja, og jeg tror, Make me better.
Det gør dig bedre, yeah.
Yeah.
Gør dig til et bedre menneske. Make you a better person, you mean?
Mennesker, lærer.
Ja, bare generelt, du lærer af at være lærer. Yeah, you learn by being a teacher.
Ja. Og så nogle gange, jeg er vikar for dance class. When the teachers are sick, sometimes I just get assigned to a Danish class.
Yeah.
And it is very challenging, but they are so sweet and helpful.
Sådan.
Så søde og hjælpsomme. Okay. Med mit dansk. Så.
Fantastisk, ja. Det er et godt eksempel. Det er sådan, du kan blive skuffet, men det betyder også, at det ikke var for dig, og det er måske noget bedre, der sidder og venter på dig. Forstår du? It's like, you get disappointed by something, but that can also mean that something better is waiting for you. You always have two ways to look at something. Things can be much worse, or things can be much better.
Yeah, det er godt. Jeg er enig.
What else do we have here? We have dine fejltagelser, your mistakes, for at gøre dig klogere og at hjælpe dig med at forbedre dig. Yeah. So to make you cleverer, smarter, wiser, if you like, and to help you improve yourself.
Ja. Når jeg underviser i USA, jeg siger altid, you failed! Like, we celebrated fails in my...
At du fejler. Det er godt. You celebrate that you fail, almost.
Yeah. There's actually a kids movie called, I think it's called Meet the Robinsons, and they're a family of inventors, and they celebrate every time somebody fails in the family because it means they're going. So we always watch a clip from that.
That's really not easy to do.
No, but flip your thinking about it, right?
Ja, jeg synes, at man skal lave disse slags øvelser. You have to do this kind of exercise or something. Think about it at least, so you're a bit aware of it. Because usually when we fail, it's like, it's like you're just heartbroken, and it's like, I'm the worst in the world. I'm so bad at this. What am I going to do now?
My Danish is never going to be good enough. I try and fail, stuff like that, but if I don't keep trying, then I won't ever.
Jeg kan huske en gang, jeg tog til, hvad hedder det egentlig? Jeg tror, det hedder gaffel truck træning, kunne jeg måske kalde det. Gaffel truck is the forklift. And my father was always a forklift driver. It was never for me. I never wanted to do that kind of thing. Like, det er ikke mig. Men det var et tidspunkt, jeg ved ikke hvorfor, jeg kan ikke huske, men jeg tænkte, okay, jeg prøver. I will try it. I don't know why. There was a point in my life where I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll try. Anyway, safe to say, I failed the exam. Okay. Og det var en kæmpe skuffelse. Jeg blev sådan meget sådan, lort. Meget trist over det, og meget sådan, det var et stort nederlag. It was like a big defeat, especially that my father was so good at it, and I just like sucked at it. But after it just made me clear, like, well, that wasn't for me anyway. I never wanted to do it in the first place. So, whatever.
So det var en gave. It was a gift.
Måske. Jeg tror måske, jeg har lært af det. I think I've learned from it, at least.
Godt.
En ting er, at man ikke altid kan være den bedste. You can't always be the best at something. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty competitive. I always want to be the best at what I'm doing.
Jeg er just like that.
Ja, du er Ligesom det.
Ja, ligesom
Svært
det.
nogle gange.
Men jeg har en spørgsmål.
Ja.
Hvordan var det med jantelag? Hvordan er det med jantelag?
Kan du gentage? Jeg kunne ikke høre dig så godt. Lidt højere.
Jantelag. How is it
Om det
with
jantelag?
Yeah, jantelag. It
forhold
adds
til-
another layer.
I forhold til hvad? In regards to what? What did you mean?
Being the best. Wanting to be the best.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe it's not such an issue, but
I forstår, hvad du mener. If anyone listening hasn't heard of the law of Jante law, is this thing that's just, what could I say? Danish culture is soaked in Jante law. I think it's one of the things where either you sort of kind of love it or hate it, I don't know. Jeg synes, det er meget positivt på mange måder. It's very positive in many ways. Men det kan også være meget svært på mange måder. It can also be very difficult in many ways. And possibly we've talked about it on the podcast before, I don't remember. Men jeg har i hvert fald, jeg kan huske en ven, som fortalte om en dag, hvor han skulle til jobsamtale. To a job interview. Something I've often talked about is where, you know, for example, in British culture, the English kultur, when you go to a job interview, you need to sell yourself. You need to do everything you can to say, I'm the best at this. Du skal høre mig fordi det og det og det og det. You should hire me because of this and this and this. And look how long my CV is. I didn't do half of these things, but it's super long, right? Aren't you impressed? But in Danish culture, it's kind of that thin line of, I don't know, I guess maybe in English culture, it's okay to be a bit arrogant, to be a bit full of yourself. In Danish culture, there's like a thin line of, there's that honesty thing, and there's that thing of, okay, nu tror du, at du er noget. Det ved jeg ikke, det kan være meget svært for folk at finde ud af, måske. Hvad synes du om det? Er det en god ting? Jantelov, som generelt?
Jeg synes, det er godt, og nogle gange det er ikke så godt. I also have an Instagram post about it, and the comments reflect the comments from danskers, that's my Danglish word for them. They reflect what you're saying, that some people think it's a really good thing, and some people think it's not such a good thing. So I just think that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I've had it. If I didn't, I'm going to write a note here. Jantelo. We should have a podcast episode just on Jantelo, because there's so much to talk about with that. Men en ting er, jeg synes, det er godt, fordi det er bare rart at være nede på jorden nogle gange. Jeg kan godt lide den kultur i Danmark, hvor man er nede på jorden på mange måder. Right? That down-to-earth sort of way of being, in many ways, is something I love about Denmark. That thing of de kendte mennesker kan man også tale med, for example. Like you can talk to the famous people, for example. Whereas in US, like you probably can't get near famous people half the time. Like you see videos of Johnny Depp, like he talks to his fans a little bit, but there's always a security guard, like, come on, let's go, get going, move, you know. And I've mentioned maybe in my last podcast that I saw the Queen in Tivoli one day. Jeg så dronning Margrethe i Tivoli, hun gik bare en lille tur, hyggede sig sådan, uden problemer, without problems, right? So that's kind of cool.
Cool. I think that's one of the greatest things about dronning Margrethe, or what I've read about her. I don't know her personally, but she just seems so cool, so down to earth.
Har du hørt min sidste podcast episode med Lotte? Vi snakkede om de royale, nemlig. You should check it out. We talked about the royals very specifically, and we talked a little bit about this. How there's that sort of juxtaposition of being very down to earth and normal, but also having a lot of cash and sort of also being royal families. Like,
Ja,
there's still that confusion for me. Jeg bliver også lidt forvirret, fordi okay, det var sådan lidt mere, du var mere et menneske, end for eksempel kongen i England. Men der er stadig mange ting, som er forskellige i forhold til os normale mennesker. Meget interessant egentlig.
Ja, det er det.
So, can you think of anything? Kan du tænke på noget, which you usually would look at from a negative side, and see if you can think of a reason why that might be positive, en grund til, at det måske kunne være noget positivt? I know you're a bit on the spot. I don't know if you prepared anything.
Well, maybe måske den eksempel med begge to job, the two jobs. Maybe that. But I think there are so many little things that have been growing pains throughout this last year and a half. Just that I can't pull out, but now I'm going to, thanks to you, sit down and maybe just write them down, because it's been such a growing experience and growing through, not discomfort. Ukomfort.
Det er ukomfortabelt at være væk fra dit hjemland. Måske kunne det være noget med, når man flytter til et andet land, så gør folk tingene på en anden måde. When you move to another country, everybody does things in a different way. And very often, I think the default is to say, oh, that's not how you do that. Det er ikke sådan, man gør det. Og det er lidt underligt. Hvorfor gør du det på den måde? Why do they do that? That's weird. But again, it's really, that's a chance for you to broaden your horizons and get a bigger understanding of the world. Du kan forstå verden bedre. Du kan forstå, at vi er forskellige, men vi har stadig mange ting til fælles også, selvfølgelig. Right? We're very different, but we have so many things in common. It doesn't matter if you're from US or Denmark. You still shit in a bucket, basically.
Yes. That giver meaning. I think so. I think have you seen Ted Lasso?
Nej, det tror jeg ikke.
Okay, du skal se Ted Lasso.
Jeg skriver det. Ted Lasso, siger du?
Ted Lasso.
Lasso, okay.
Lasso.
Lasso, Ted Lasso. Jeg har hørt det før.
Han siger, be curious, not judgmental. And jeg elsker det. I think I just love it. I think it applies to so much, and especially this last year and a half. Because, like you were saying, we could just say, "Oh, that's weird," but getting curious about why this is, and
kan du tænke på et specifikt eksempel i Danmark, hvor du måske kunne have været dømmende, like judgmental? You could have been judgmental, but you've had that in your mind. You thought, okay, det hedder nysgerrig, curious, and dømmende. Dømmende would be judgmental.
Selvfølgelig, the strollers outside. Of course, that's
leaving kids outside. Barnevogn.
I mean, I think
caféer.
Barnevogn. So I think that's one of the things, and it truly is one of the first things that I get asked whenever somebody from America, any of the people that we know from America, when we see them, do they really leave their kids outside in the strollers? Yeah. But just me getting curious, and I was babysitting a Danish child one day, and I was, a little bit apprehensive about it, but the mom and dad just, answer my questions like, why is that it? And why do you do that? And then, they explained everything. And they also explained all of the clothes that the kids wear when they're out there and how Danish society has made it so it is safe to do this, right? And so now I know a lot more about that, and I can field questions about it as well, which is just kind of nice. But I think that's the most obvious answer. There are other small things that I just cannot think of right now, and probably will think of so many later.
Men igen, det er måske default, det er måske at sige, hvad gør de det? Det er helt blæst. Blæst is a way of saying like, that's completely like, I don't know, messed up, if you like.
Okay.
Like when you say that's far out, like, det er langt ude. Why do they do that? I think very often that's the default. Men du virker som en meget åben person, så når man kan stille spørgsmål, og så prøve at være åben for nye ting, så kan det her vanskeligheder faktisk være meget positive ting i dit liv. These difficulties become very positive things, because, you start to, hvad kan man sige, du vokser som person, you grow as a person.
And jeg tror mit Instagram er någonting that helps with this.
Hjælper,
hjælper med den her. Because fordi vi kan snakke om forskellige ting. Så jeg laver mit Instagram to show min familie og andre personer i USA, i Iowa, vores liv her. Men nu det er et platform for undervis, for lære om forskellige kultur. So I love the way that social media opens doors like that, even just you and I having this conversation. I think
du får mulighed for at vise din familie derhjemme, hvordan det er i et andet land, og vise måske mange andre mennesker, som ikke har chancen for at flytte til et andet land. Så kan de også opleve, hvordan det er gennem dig, og så kan man også snakke lidt frem og tilbage om disse ting. Fordi det kan også være rigtigt. It could also be true that leaving your kid outside of a cafe is completely crazy. Maybe so. But you have to talk about it, right? Man skal snakke om det lidt. Hvorfor gør de det? Hvorfor er det godt?
Det er så godt that everyone has a voice, right? And to be curious and to ask why instead of assume why.
Det kommer an på, hvad man siger, selvfølgelig. Depends what you're saying. When you say it's good, everyone has a voice. Depends what the person's saying. If they're saying shit, then it's like, nah, that person ought to not have a
yes, okay.
But a good example is like, in Argentina here, I had to get used to that people eat super late. Jeg skulle vende mig til, at folk spiser aftensmad klokken 9 til 11 om natten. Og da jeg først kom, så tænkte jeg, hvad i helvede er det her for noget? Right? When I first arrived, I was like, what the fuck is this? You're eating at 10, 11 at night. That's insane. And I was getting so grumpy about it. So sometimes it's also a process. Det er også en proces, hvor man lidt skal vende sig til det og prøve at forstå, hvorfor er det sådan. Det er ikke bare dumt. Det er bare anderledes. It's not stupid. It's just different. That's fine. Now I've been here a few years. Flere år. Så nu forstår jeg lidt bedre deres rutine. Right? They have that different routine where they maybe get up a bit later. Then they have the siesta on eftermiddagen, right? Everyone takes a nap. So things just go later into the night. That's how it is.
Yeah. And it's okay.
Hey Danish Tuber, thanks for listening to the Danish Tube podcast. If you're interested in getting more involved in the Danish Tube universe, you can do so in many new ways. You can support the podcast on Patreon, where you get access to show notes and weekly slang updates, as well as poems written by me, and news updates and exclusive bonus videos. Alternatively, you can become a member of Team Aarhus or Team Copenhagen over on YouTube, where you become a member of the YouTube channel. By becoming a team member, you will be supporting the channel, helping it to continue to grow, but you will also get access to brand new super chats, custom emojis, super thanks, podcast show notes, chat functions, bonus videos, bonus episodes, and much, much more. If that sounds exciting for you, go over to my YouTube channel. You can find the link in the description and become a team member now. Otherwise, let's get going. Lad os ende med et lille spil igen, hvor vi nu bruger ja tak versus ellers tak. Do you know ellers tak?
Yeah, no thanks. Ellers tak.
Exactly. It's kind of like no thanks. Go on.
Ja.
Jeg bruger
det i supermarkedet.
I supermarkedet?
Kvittering.
Yeah.
Kvittering. Ellers tak.
Ellers tak. Yeah. You can say in that situation, nej tak, ellers tak. It's the same basically. Again, like we mentioned earlier, sometimes it's your tone of voice, because ellers tak can also be a little bit like I don't know how to explain it, but you can see my expression a bit like no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks, sort of thing, like ellers tak. So if someone's like, vil du have en kvittering? Ellers tak. Like, no thanks. So again, it's your tone of voice. If you say it in a very neutral way, ellers tak, I don't think there's any problem.
Ellers tak. Hvad med ellers tak?
Yeah, exactly. If you're in a flowery sort of voice, I don't think anyone can get angry at you. It's like talking to a dog, like you say awful things to a dog. If it's in a nice voice, doesn't matter. It's like, you're such an idiot to wear. You're such an idiot, you are. It's like, yes, I'm such an idiot. I'm getting sidetracked again.
Ja, men jeg forstår.
Yeah, det er rigtigt. So, our first thing, are you going to say ja tak eller ellers tak? Gløgg.
Ja tak.
Ja tak til gløgg, sådan mulled wine, if you don't know what gløgg is. Klaphatten. I wonder if you know what klaphatten is.
Ja, det ved jeg ikke.
It's just like, det er en hat, som man tager på til fodbold. It's a hat you put on football games. And it has two hands on the head, to hænder. Og klapper. You like pull a string and the hands clap. It's ridiculous. Men hvad vil du sige? Ja tak? Ellers tak.
Hvorfor ikke? Ja tak.
Ja tak, sådan. Du tager ja-hatten på, another expression, to put on the yes hat, like to, be a yes person.
Okay.
Julebryg. Christmas brew.
Ja tak, men kun et.
Men hvad sagde du?
Men kun et. Only one.
En øl.
En øl. Okay. Ja tak, men
kun en. Sådan.
Kun en.
Yeah, but just one. How about winterbathing? Winterbathing.
I want to be a winter bather. I want to be a winter bather. Men
ellers tak.
Ellers tak. Okay. Hvis det er sauna.
I side with you. I have to tell you.
Tak.
I'm with you. Ellers tak. What's wrong with you people? Stop going in freezing cold water. In freezing weather. What's wrong with you?
Men hvis det er sauna.
Hvis det er en sauna, det er noget andet.
Ja tak.
Ja. Altså, jeg kan godt forstå, at det er godt for systemet og alt det der, men ellers tak.
Ja.
Hvad med lakrids?
Ellers tak.
Ellers tak også er nok. Ja. Jeg er også lidt på fansen med den der. I'm also a bit on the fence. There's some that like, some I don't. Hvad med en kastanjecykel?
Hvad er det?
En kastanjecykel, det er cykler, som en familie måske har, og der er Lidt som en, hvad kan man kalde det for, en bucket på
Yeah,
forsiden,
okay.
og de kan sidde.
That's it. Okay, I
Ja.
thought that, yes. Ja tak, fordi jeg tror, jeg både får en for Dozer. Til Dozer.
Ja, det er fantastisk, det kunne også. Ja. Sidste eksempel, og det hedder leverpostej.
OStag.
Det er godt, du siger det. Jeg er enig. Ellers tak. Og det skal være nej tak. Stop med at spise leverpostej. Det er djævlen. That's the devil. Nobody should eat that stuff.
Min mand kan godt lide det, men
Ja, okay. Fair
jeg
nok.
kan ikke godt lide.
Ja, jeg har sagt det før nok. Der er også en vegansk version. There's a vegan version called bønnerpostej, which is kind of okay. I could eat it.
Okay.
But again, det er en meget stærk smag, synes jeg. I think it's a very strong taste in general. That style of postej is very strong.
Yeah,
So even
okay.
bønnerpostej, det er ikke den bedste.
Bønne.
Nå, men så har vi nået det hele.
Okay.
We've done it. We reached the end of our fantastic conversation. Har du lært noget nyt, synes du? Do you think you learned anything new?
Ja, jeg synes venligst.
Venligst, ja.
Venligst, det er en rigtig god ord for mig. Det er vigtigt til kandidat.
Ja, og det kan man bruge på skolen selvfølgelig med dine elever. Venligst hold kæft alle sammen. Nej, det skal du ikke sige.
Maybe not. Måske. And I think just being thankful in this upcoming holiday for me, and it was a good reflection for me of our life in Denmark and learning the Danish language and being taknemmelig.
Så ja, at være taknemmelig for de svære ting i livet, the difficult things in life, seeing if you can flip your perspective, dit perspektiv a little bit smaller. Of course, there's some things that you just, I think, are hard to be thankful for, right? But jeg har lært, at du ikke kan lide hvidløg så meget. You don't like garlic so much, just a little. Oh no, you like it, but you don't like it in your potatoes. That was it.
Yeah, det var det.
Nå, men tusind tak, fordi du kom. Thanks so much for coming.
Ja, tusind tak for at invitere.
Ja, jeg takker. Tak for i dag. Vi snakkes med.
Okay.
Hej, vi ses.
Tak for i dag. Hej.
Tak for i dag. Hej. If you are looking to learn Danish or just looking to fine-tune the Danish you already have, you can join my ongoing rolling course, which is every week, pay per class. Monday, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Danish time is for beginners. Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Danish time, intermediate classes. Friday at 5 p.m. Danish time, mixed class. Pay per class, no binding, join the group, become a part of DanishTube universe. Alternatively, if you are looking to go solo, you can also do exactly that. Write to me and I will be happy to help you and guide you on your Danish language journey. Write to liam.john@danishtube.info. You will find all the information you need in the description.